It has probably never been easier to succeed with online business and in life overall. Your competition is not as tough as you might think. And in this video, I want to talk about how my experience with self-improvement and with business overall has been. So maybe you can take something, maybe you can learn something from me, from my mistakes, because sometimes I think it's better to learn from someone that is like 1 or 2 steps ahead instead of someone that is already making millions or hundreds of thousands and is 50 steps ahead. So this video will be, it will be a compilation of different lessons that I've learned and my experience. And again, I'm repeating myself, but it's how you can achieve success by yourself. And the first thing that I want to talk about, and hopefully it is not inversed, the first thing that I want to talk about is information gluttony, or gluttony. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Information gluttony. As you might know, there's so much fucking information online. If you want to start a business, as I was saying in the beginning of the video, it has probably never been easier because the amount of information that you have, it's astounding. So it's very easy to reach a point where you are consuming so much information, so many videos, tutorials, courses, even if you buy courses, you can reach a point where you have no output to that information. And this can be a bit confusing, but if I draw, this is a brain, I think it's a brain, I don't know, but let's imagine that this is a brain, right? The amount of information that you receive is so much. You receive information, you are watching videos, you are studying PDFs, you are seeing courses, you are watching podcasts. This is a microphone, I guess. You are just seeing a lot of shit, a lot of bullshit. It's not bullshit, but it's a way of saying you are like indulging in so much information, you are absorbing so much information that sometimes it's so fucking easy, and I'm speaking from my own experience here, that you have no output whatsoever. And an output, I guess you could put it by, like, you are not actually working. That's what I'm trying to say. You are not actually working. And I don't know, I've lost count of the amount of times that I've just I've just seen so many fucking bullshit videos and stuff that I just forgot to actually work. And this is a trap. It's a very easy trap to fall into, where you think you're being productive when you're not actually being productive. Doing research, which is basically what this means, doing research for long periods of time doesn't mean necessarily that you are being productive. It can be when you have faced something, a barricade or like a point in your business where you don't know how to go from there, and you feel the need to go and watch a video on it. That's completely fine. But when you are stuck in the beginning of your journey, let's see, this is the beginning, and this is like your end goal, which translates to money. When you are here, like, and I made the video about this, like, the only thing that you should be caring about is the next step. And in my case, for example, my next step is just to fucking get a client, for example. And I know that many people fall into the same trap as well, where they think about the onboarding, they think about the product, which is still important, don't get me wrong, but please, if you're starting a business or just trying to scale, worry about the next step. Like, nothing more. Stop planning, stop strategizing. Again, I've talked about this on a past video of mine, but the information gluttony, it's a fucking trap. Let's say, again, the beginning of the journey, you've made some research, totally okay. You understand the business model, you understand how it works, you understand kinda how to fulfill. Good, fucking nice. Now, what you should be caring about next is fucking get a client, how to make a proper outreach, how to make a proper piece of content, for example, to attract leads. And this, again, if you fall into this category where you are just immersing yourself in so much fucking information, just by hearing me talking, just by listening to me talking about the next steps and how to make a good outreach or a good piece of content, you automatically feel overwhelmed. And if you feel overwhelmed by me just speaking about these things, it's a sign. It's a sign for you to just do a complete detox when it comes to dopamine, because this is false dopamine doing the research, and just like fucking stop with the dopamine and just worry about the next step. So information gluttony, it's a big trap, and taking into account, like, we have this amazing thing which is the internet, but again, it can be a fucking big trap. So please be careful. And this is like, I've put this in the first place because this is probably the most important one. So if you've taken anything from this video, this will be the most important thing. Again, worry just about the next step, okay? And the second thing that I want to talk about is, it's still very important. Again, not as important as the information gluttony, I would say. But this is something that I suffer with, that I've lost myself. Like, how do I say it properly? This was something that I lost the ability to do as time passed. And I'm working at the moment on trying to recover that ability. And this ability is positive thinking. Now, again, this may be like woo-woo for you. You have no idea how important positive thinking is. When I got my first client, if you go to my Instagram, you can see who it is. When I got my first client, I was in a big scarcity mindset. I was just trying to chase the money. I was at a frequency like where I was at a bad frequency, a low frequency, I guess you could call it. Just full of scarcity mindset, with shame, with guilt. And my client at the time, he noticed it. It's funny how a client can help you, but he noticed what I was going through at the time. It was a couple months ago, and he recommended me a book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And it's a book by Chad Helmstetter. It's an old book. It's from the 80s or the 90s. I cannot remember correctly. And that book probably like changed the way that I was thinking about my life, my business overall, and my relationships. Like, everything was changing for me when I was reading that book. And obviously the main thing about the book is positive thinking, right? And without getting too much into details on this point, which is still very important, is how we can actually change how our reality just by the way that we think about ourselves. And again, you need to have you need to be open-minded to try and learn about this type of stuff. It was difficult for me at first because I was not really open-minded about spirituality and the way that we think, about the way that we think and the way that we deal with our own thoughts. And when I actually started thinking positively about myself and my ability to make things happen, things slowly started changing for me. I was actually being delusional with myself. I was thinking positively about my future and my situation, even though I was not at a very good situation or moment in my life. I still had the ability to look at it from a different perspective, where it's like, instead of being a problem, it's an opportunity, for example. One of the most powerful things for me was just randomly saying that for example, this might be weird for some of you, but saying I'm awesome, I can do this, I'm able to do anything that I want. I was just, throughout the day, I was doing this to myself. I was thinking positively and being delusional about myself. But what has happened is, as I was saying in the beginning of this second point, is that I kind of lost the ability to do so because it's a skill. I guess you could call it a skill. It's just like a muscle, right? When you go to the gym, you want to train, for example, the bicep. This is supposed to be a bicep. Um, it's just like a muscle. The mind, the brain is a muscle, and that's a fact. I think it's a fact. You go to the gym, and obviously you will not notice a difference from like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month, like for most of us. But when you actually start taking it seriously and just accepting that things take time, you start to notice a difference. Like, you just need to trust the process, and it's the same thing with the brain. This is the brain. Positive thinking, it's really important, and again, throughout the day I was just repeating stuff myself, but I lost this ability because I was not reminding myself enough. And especially in business, in entrepreneurship, things get hard, and many times you will want to quit. Many times you will be questioning yourself and your ability to make things happen, and it's such a big trap. The negative thinking, it can be your downfall, really. So again, as I was saying in the beginning of this video, I was just saying that I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. I want you guys to look at this and look at my journey, and not only my journey, but the journey of other people, and actually implement things. So, like, be delusional, please. Repeat to yourself that you can actually make it, that you can succeed, that you can get a client, that you can fulfill that client properly, that you can get that money. Repeat those things, and later on the video I will talk about another thing that is tied to the second point, but this is the premise of positive thinking. Just repeat positive stuff to yourself even when you don't feel like it. Like, please, you have no idea how powerful this is. Believe in yourself. And this is kind of cliche, but it is what it is, and people need to be reminded often of the things that are actually working. We have this shiny object with new routines, with new stuff to do, with new habits, but if we just stick to the basics, it's all you need. You don't need motivation. You just need consistency with the stuff that is already working, and positive thinking is definitely one of those. Okay? And the third point, I'm just firing from the hip these points. I didn't really prepare this video. I just had the idea of making it. So the third point is long-term thinking. People have a perspective on time completely fucked up. Let me tell you something. When you start a business, you will not reach 10K in 3 months. Like, you will definitely not make it in 1 month, and it will probably take you 1 to 3 years. It takes a lot of fucking time. Now, you can have, and this is the key, you can have a different perspective on time. For me, I have a long-term vision now of 3 to 4 years to actually reach one of the steps of my goal. I will not get into it because I don't want to bore you guys, but I have friends of mine who jumped into business and they were expecting results in like 1 to 2 months. And obviously they had this expectation, and when they didn't reach that time frame, this is a clock, they just gave up. I don't know what the fuck they are doing now, but please listen to me when I'm saying it will take a long fucking time. And the best way to put this into like a new paradigm is, you have a version of yourself at the moment, and you want to reach a certain goal, which can be 10K, for example, right? The thing is, the reason that it takes so much fucking time is because you at the moment, as your current version, you don't deserve to reach that goal, that specific goal. Why? Well, you have a certain paradigm, You have some habits, which I guess you could call it vices. You have no, like, you have a certain degree of discipline, which I think, yeah, which is basically like non-existent. At your current version right now, you don't deserve fucking anything. And the only way for you to actually, you know, achieve this goal is to be a different person. It's to be a completely different person. And this is why I think someone like me to make a video like this, it's powerful, not because I've reached like insane amounts of success, because I haven't, to be completely honest with you. But what I've been able to succeed is to reach a, I guess you could call it a 2.0 version of myself. And this happened about a little bit more than 1 year ago, where I was able to realize that at the current version that I was at that moment, I will not be able to reach a certain goal. So I changed myself. I changed the way that I was thinking. I changed the way that I was dealing with problems. I changed the way that I was looking at time. I changed the way that I was looking at friendships and habits and all of this fucking bullshit that you see right here. Obviously there are more than this, but this is just an example. And the truth is that you need to reinvent yourself, like, constantly. You need to educate yourself. You need to change, bro. Like, there's a difference. There's a difference between self-love and self-acceptance. For a long time, I was not loving myself, and this is kind of like attached to this third point, but it's like a tangent, but like, stick with me, please. Like, the thing with self-love and with self-acceptance, these are two completely different things. And one of the most important things that I've learned this past year was to make a difference between self-love and self-acceptance. These are two completely different things from my perspective. With self-love, it's, for me, it's, I will put myself through this hardship even if I don't want to, because I need to change to reach my goals. It's me going through this fucking bullshit every single day to reach my goals as an act of self-love towards my future self. Because obviously, if I wanted to change and I wanted to reach certain goals in my life and in my business, it's because I was not happy with the position where I was at. Therefore, well, I had to change things. And this is why self-acceptance doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, why would you accept yourself if you are not happy with your current situation? It doesn't make sense for me. And obviously there are different ways of looking at this. But like, as I'm saying, like, self-love is not the same thing as self-acceptance. You need to go through hardship, bro. Like, it doesn't matter if you are a girl or a boy. Do not accept yourself if you are not happy with yourself. End of story. Work on yourself. Work on the person that you are. Work on your habits. Work on all of that shit. But do not comply with your current reality if you are not happy with it. Okay? And yeah, I will not spend any more time on this because it can be quite a sensitive topic, but whatever, it's my fucking channel. And I want to actually, I want to tell a story about this, which is the long-term thinking. I was born with a disease, not a disease, but a deformity, I guess you could call it. Well, I will be a bit vulnerable here, but whatever. As you guys can tell, my teeth. Fuck, this is hard. My teeth are not they are not straight, right? And this is because I was born with this condition where my upper jaw is backwards. I don't know how really to say it in English, but I have malocclusion in my teeth. So if most people, when they, and this is a side profile, most people, because I don't want to really show it, but when they bite, their teeth are like this, right? So their front teeth are well, the upper teeth are in like in front of the the lower teeth, right? Like this, right? In my case, it's the opposite. I hope you guys can see it. Let me zoom in. In my case, it's like this. This is one of my teeth, and this is my upper jaw. Like, yeah. So this is my bite. And what needs to happen in my situation, I wasn't able, as I was growing up, to wear braces. Only now, like a couple weeks ago, actually it was like 1 week ago, I was able to actually put braces, as you guys can see. But only on my lower teeth, because I still need to wait for a couple of months. So, well, there are some medical reasons for it. But what happens is I need to wear braces for about 18 months or 2 years. I'm not really sure. I need to inform myself again. But what will happen is that after these 18 months of wearing braces, I will have to make a jaw surgery. So basically what they will do, I will be asleep, of course. They will lift my lip, cut everything from the inside, like the fucking bone, the muscle, like everything, and they will put it forwards. So then they will, use some screws to attach. So then my teeth, they will be normal, like this, right? Because the jaw will be moved forward. And the reason that I'm saying, talking about this story about myself, is because it will take a lot of time. And for these like next couple of months, what will happen is that my bite will actually be worse. So my jaw will be even more forward. So then, they can actually, it's like they need to straighten the teeth up and down. So then with the jaw surgery, everything will be in place. The problem is, my bite will be worse, right? As I was saying. And the reason that I'm talking about this with the long term is, when I was at the doctor and talking about all of this with the surgery and stuff, he said that I will look fucking ugly. And by his words, he was saying, you will look horrible for like 18 months. Are you sure you want to do this? And he was asking me a lot of times about this. Are you sure you want to do this? Because if you want to do this surgery, it's because of your self-esteem, which is true. And but you will look worse for a couple of years. And I accepted it. I was like, I thought long term, and this might look pretty simple, but if you are in my position, you will be thinking differently about this. I just decided to go forward. So yeah, I put braces, and in a couple of months things will be even worse for me. But it's okay, because I think long term. I know that it will be worth it. Like, let's put things on a balance. What do I prefer? Do I prefer to have short-term pain for a lifelong happiness and self-esteem, or do I want to avoid my pain at the moment and then just fucking regret for the rest of my life? And I know it might seem pretty easy, but again, when you are in my position where I don't really have the self-esteem to smile properly and let myself go and really be myself, it's one of those decisions that makes you think. But yeah, I just decided to go forward, and hopefully this is a lesson. And this can be attached to business as well, where it's it's okay to sacrifice on the short term. If it means that you need to suffer for a couple of years for then have the possibility to just travel and go with your loved ones anywhere you want to go, bro, put things on the balance. Be smart about it. Does it really matter if you fucking suffer on the short term? Like, it doesn't. It's better to sacrifice a couple of years, look uglier, or just be broker for a couple of years, to then, you know, sacrificing fun, I guess, for a long term, for a lifelong of, you know, prosperity and actually being happy with yourself and your decisions. So yeah, I mean, this is basically it. I mean, these are just 3 lessons. I don't know if I'm forgetting about something else. I don't think so. But yeah, be delusional. Truly believe in yourself when even your subconscious or conscious doesn't believe in you. Like, sacrifice the short term for the long term, and I promise you, things will work out. I'm making these videos because I genuinely just want to help. I just want to create my personal brand and possibly like help someone that is in a similar position as myself. And yeah, I just want to see people succeed. That's my purpose. I just want to help the maximum amount of entrepreneurs succeed. Either it's throughout my videos or, you know, as a like, or leveraging other people's personal brands. But yeah, I'm yapping at the moment. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it helped you in some way, shape or form. And yeah, give a like on this video to help with the algorithm. Give me a subscribe as well. You can follow me on Instagram. You can send me a message if you want to. I answer to anyone. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.